Hi, I'm Patrick, and this is the Mach-E Vlog. We're here at CES 2024 checking out a lot of EV technology, EV charging technology, and today we're going to visit with EcoG, which is one of those behind-the-scenes magic makers. They're in Germany and they're coming to the US, so we're going to talk about that. So let's go. First things first, let's introduce yourself. This is Miriam. You're from EcoG.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce EcoG to us.
Thank you, Patrick, so much. So hi, I'm Miriam. I'm from EcoG. We are a software provider for EV fast charging stations. So we are the ones that no one sees, but we make chargers reliable, and we help companies to step into the market and catalyze charging infrastructure, because we all know we don't have enough chargers yet. So
right.
We really want to close the gap between EVs and charging stations. And that's what we do. We accelerate it, we make it fast, we make it reliable. Yeah, and we're the hidden champions. So you will probably never see us, but we might be in the chargers that you use.
So your software is the stuff that's behind the scenes. It's like making sure everything is connected together and working.
Yes, exactly. So we make chargers reliable. So we call ourselves, we do the brain of the charger. So we make everything within the charger and the communication between charger and car. So we work a lot on interoperability. What that means is if you have a different car, there's so many different EVs out there, and they all have a different way of interacting with a charger.
Right.
So we need to make sure that the car and the charger communicate in the right way, and that is our specialty. So we specialize in the communication, so you have a seamless experience with a charger, with any EV out there.
So a lot of people are under the misconception like there's standard charging protocols, and that if the car supports it and the charger supports it, it all just works together. But there's actually a lot of variation in how those protocols are implemented.
That's a very good point, Patrick. So there's a lot of freedom you still have within the protocols. And that's why we have to do testing a lot. And sometimes different car manufacturers don't implement all of the things the right way. They often don't even know. And so we have to make sure that they know what they have to take care about, so the car speaks with the charger in a perfect way. And of course, the charger has to work seamlessly too, so it speaks perfectly with the car.
And I know there was an announcement like in the fall of last year about trying to like rate some of that, so that not only, and it's like we all want to have the perfect situation where everything just works, but it's also important to know like what happens when things fail. And if it does fail, like how is the driver notified of that? So EcoG has gotten involved in that part too.
Yes, thank you for that question, Patrick. So we published the EcoG Charging Reliability Index.
I like that, that's key.
And we are super proud about that index because it basically shows, so we chose the 10 biggest EV brands out there, and we said, okay, let's test them. How reliable are they really? So for example, if you put in the plug, how is the communication between car and charger? And there's so much more that you can test. So we have a series of tests, more than 10 different tests. And we found out that the cars were so different in the results. So only one car had all the tests in a perfect way. The rest had really sometimes not the best results. So it was shocking that there's a lot that still has to be done on OEM side as well, so on car producer side,
And it's really interesting because like a lot of times when we have charging issues, it feels like the car is blaming the charger is blaming the car. And of course, as the driver, I have no idea. But this is sort of like making that a little bit standard, like knowing where those failure points are happening.
So what we're hoping with the Charging Reliability Index from EcoG is that we bring transparency to the car manufacturer and the charging manufacturer, and then the user hopefully gets more information while the charging session happens. So best case scenario would be that the user gets informed by the car what's going on, and then the user can operate and manage. So,
And EcoG is not like out there to build chargers from scratch. You guys want to be as we mentioned a little bit earlier before we got on camera, the Android of EV charging software. I think that's a great way to look at it.
Yes, so we always say we bring PC architecture to charging infrastructure. So nowadays, you don't have to build the PC on your own, right? You don't have to have all the things in-house. You just pick and choose the software, the components, and then you differentiate yourself on the market with the UI. And we want to bring the same to charging infrastructure. And currently, a lot of charger manufacturers are doing all themselves, which is a lot of effort. And so we tell them, hey, why don't you work in an ecosystem? You take the software from us, you choose from our component partners, and then you're all set. You can enter the market easy peasy, and you can also differentiate between charger series. So even if you say, okay, I have one charger series out there now, for example, a fast charger, you can then build a wall box easily.
So basically the idea is not only is it provide flexibility with payment systems and things like that, but like different hardware structures. So like that it can plug into different level 2 DC fast charging, different payment systems, and sort of coordinate that. And your customer, the vendor or the charging company can sort of like pick what they need out of your software.
Exactly. So we are entering the US market this year in 2024. And what we're hoping to do is to bring even more chargers out there. So we believe that there's a lot of companies that will still enter the market. So even though we already have some companies out there, when you go with your EV and charge your car, you probably see a lot of Tesla stations as well, but a lot of other stations too. We believe that there's way more people coming into the market, and we help them to be fast and good and reliable. So yeah, that's what we do.
So that's big news. You're coming to the US.
Yes.
So like maybe we'll get some of that European reliability that you guys have in EV charging. Maybe some of that will translate over here.
We hope to do that, and we already have a great first partner. So we come to the US and we have a partner based in Michigan, Dynamis Charge, and they are now doing their DC fast chargers with our software. So we really want to bring this to the US fast and reliable, and we hope to get more and more partners in.
So that's big news for 2024. You're coming to the US.
Yes.
Anything else you want to share? Like, what is EcoG's goals for 2024, and in Europe or here in the US?
So we're already active in India, Europe, and now the US. But our chargers are all over the world. And our plan is really to get settled in the US, have a really great partner ecosystem, great customers, so we can say that when you drive your EV through the US, you have chargers everywhere. And we say fast chargers everywhere. And what we also do is try and get the regulation framework out there. So currently, there's still some hurdles, as you might know, especially when it comes to vehicle to grid. There's so much that needs to be still regulated by the government. So we are closely in contact with the government in Germany, but also in Europe, and we're starting now with the US. So we actually can make it easy for any user to have a bidirectional wall box at home, so you can charge your house with your own car in a very easy way. And you can also charge the grid and earn money with that, which is amazing.
Yes. So that's where the flexibility of the software comes in. So it's like basically just expanding the software that was doing charging. Now it can do bidirectional charging and handle that integration as well. And
the great thing about our software is you're only one software update away, right? So bidirectional charging is a software update. Plug and charge is a software update. So what we think is the greener we get, it's going to be about software updates, not about hardware in the future. And that's what we're providing. So we really work hard on being always top notch. And then when we have the news, we can just break them through software updates, and all of the chargers out there are up to date.
Well, that sounds awesome, because like whether it's our phones or our cars or whatever, we're moving toward a future where everything we wanted to get an update, we wanted to get better.
Yes.
Not like the old days where it's like it goes there and then it's like that's the way it is forever. So, well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers to let them know about EcoG?
Maybe what I can share with you is actually that we do have our first prototype of a bidirectional wall box here. It looks quite big, but it's a prototype, and it will enter the market in 2024 in Europe with our partner Ambibox. And what this means is basically that you can charge your home or the grid with this wall box, and it's a fast charging wall box. So if you have it at home, you can do whatever you want to do with it and earn money if you actually give your energy back to the grid. And that's crazy. So now the technology is finally there.
That's fantastic. It's been coming for years, and it looks like 2024 is going to be the year we see D2G actually coming into reality. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, and this is 11 kilowatt. but you could also power more, but this is the version for 11 kilowatt. And so we're super happy to enter the market with this in 2024. Let's see where we go from there. We're excited to enter the US. We think there's great potential out there. We want to come back to you, Patrick, and Liv, and tell you more about what we're doing. So I'm super grateful. And let's catalyze charging infrastructure.
Well, we're excited for you to come to the US. We're excited for more reliable charging. And when you get on the ground here in the US, we'd love to come visit and say hello.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.